Hello boys and girls, and welcome to Introduction to History. We are going to be reading pages VI to 3. VI is actually the page before page 1. It looks like this. It says American Heritage. After that, you'll go on to read pages 1 through 3. We're learning about what a timeline is. The reason we learn about history, I'll go into it a little bit more in a second, but God uses people, places, and events throughout history. So, in history this year, we'll learn mostly about the United States history. Now, why do we learn about the United States history? It's interesting. The United States is actually a very young country. If we go to this timeline, a timeline is a line that shows dates or years, and then what happened goes from the left to the right, earliest to latest. If we look at the ages of countries, look here, India has been a country since 322 BC. BC means before Christ. So 322 years before Christ was born, India became a country. In 221 BC, China became a country. And we go all the way here to birth of Jesus. This would be year 1. And then we have France in 481 AD. AD is after Christ's birth. 481 years after Christ, France became a country. 519, England became a country. In 843, Germany became a country. 882, Russia and Ukraine became countries. And then we go all the way over here to 1776. So 1,776 years after Christ was born, we have the beginning of the United States as a country. We tend to focus on United States history on European countries only because that is where many of the immigrants came from, and those immigrants were many of the people who formed our Constitution and fought for freedom from England. We will also pick up some history from other places. We'll be sure to include them, but this book does focus mostly on the Americans who were most influential in the early part of our country. At home or in class, what I'd like you to do is get a piece of paper, and it can be lined or it can be blank. Just make sure your name is on it. At the top, you're going to write your timeline, or my timeline, I guess you would write. You can write your name or my timeline as long as I know whose it is. And you're going to put in important things that happened in your life. So this is a timeline of you. Here you were born. Up here, you're going to put what year it was when you were born. Then pick out several different important events that happened in your life. They can be great things. They can be not so great things. Just something that tells us who you are at that point. Make sure you put a year or approximate year on top so we know when it happened. And all the way here, you're going to get to now. Now is happening in 2020. Everything in between is something that's happened in your lifetime in your timeline. So put 4 or 5 things at least on your timeline, and then turn that in. That will be your assignment. Okay, thank you. I will catch you on the next video.